Hello and welcome back to the bottom. My name is Beast. Today we're back with Koisuru Natsu, Last Resort. We may not actually finish today's route today, mainly because I may not record for too long today either, since I had to start recording like 1 hour late. You may be wondering why, you ask. What could possibly be so important that you had to delay the recording for an hour? The answer is a shower. Why would a shower postpone the video by an hour, you ask? Well, you see, apparently my little sister has reached the age, finally, where she fucking takes ages in a fucking bathroom. So, because I'm usually the last person who showers every day, just because I like to take my time, not like hurry up or anything. She took fucking ages. So yeah, don't really relax. Did I shower? Oh well, let me saying good morning, I suppose. Morning. Everybody seems really motivated today. Everyone? But hey, Shooty.
Hi.
Nagisa isn't here yet. I wonder why. Okay, she's taking the day off, huh? That doesn't sound like her and her route. But something happened to Nagisa. Also, the second pull of the event banner, Genshin Impact, today. Like the first one I got for free, of course, because you literally just get the Primo gems shoved up your ass for one 10-part roll. I got the second one today. And I pulled Child. He's a fun character. He's basically a bow character, but occasionally fuck the bow. It is especially going to be the case once I get him to a high enough level to get the second ability, which makes it so, because one of the things he does is he causes overflow on an enemy. Was it overflow? No, Riptide. And basically, what it does is when you hit it again with one of its attacks, it like deals AoE damage. Which is, of course, something that occurs more frequently with the fast melee he can enter for a limited time with the E. Anyways, if she's not sick, that'd be a relief.
他に何かすることはないのですか？できれば私はお仕事をしたいのですが。リホ姉は働き者だよね。いえ、そのお仕事に穴は開けたくないので。
I'm more or less in the same boat. I want to work as much as I can and earn as much money as possible. Is there really nothing for us to do?
管理側の都合による業務中止の場合、仕事に穴を開けたことにはなりません。
By that you mean?
今日の休息による報酬への影響はありません。多分、これまでもそうでしたから。
Let's see. So in a way, we can think of this as a paid vacation day.
私からの伝達事項は以上です。問題ありませんか？そういうことですのね。それなら大丈夫です。
Leo looks just as relieved as me. She's a proper young lady of means, I don't know, Joe-sama, so you typically expect her not to worry about things like money. But maybe it's not so easy for her to get her hands on spending money. Perhaps her family is very strict when it comes to things like that.
確か明日も続けて休日ですよね。そのままだと2連休に。はい、そうなりますね。せっかくだし、みんなでどこか旅行にでも行きますか。今も旅行のようなものだと思うけど。
Thanks for playing the straight man, Konami, but it's not like I don't understand how Sango feels. Shifting gears so suddenly from work mode to relaxation mode can be a shock to the system. I'd like to hear everyone's thoughts on the matter. What do you guys like to do? What would you guys like to do?
全然考えていませんでした。勉強とかしようかな。私は絵を描くつもりです。
How about drawing a portrait? How about it?
Koisuru 私はお昼寝しようかな。
Nap, but it's still morning.
そんなのもったいないよ。揃って一緒に何かしなくてもいいと思うんだよね。
Ah, that's true.
そうかな。みんな一緒の方が絶対に楽しいよ。
My back itches.
宗太郎さんはどうするつもりなんです？
I haven't decided yet.
なら一緒にお昼寝をしませんか？
I don't think it's even possible to nap together.
そうですの？でも昨日の夜もずっと一緒にいましたのに。
Phrasing! Oh, good course.
そうなんですか？
No.
違うんですか？
You're entirely wrong. But you're not really right either.
お昼寝は私のお部屋でいいですよね。
Oh!
それって本当にお昼寝なんですか？
Oh, she's insinuating something.
そうですけど、お二人はどういう。
No, we didn't do that. I mean, we didn't do anything. We only walked side by side, our breasts rubbing. Yes, we didn't do that.
今、先輩がいやらしい顔していました。
We didn't do anything, honest! Stammer a reply, my voice trailing off.
怪しい。
Why does your intuition have to be so sharp at times like these, Kozaki?
なんだかごめんなさい。私、悪気なんてなくて。
No need to give me an apology, Konami. If anything, I should be the one giving it to you.
宗太郎くん、それ以上はダメです。こなみちゃんにはまだ早すぎます。
She certainly seems older than you. Just what did you think I meant?
お昼寝、おすすめですの。すっごく気持ちいいですわ。気持ちいい。
Come on, Sango, that's enough. This whole conversation has gotten way out of hand. I could really use a timeout.
なるほど。リホの胸を枕に。考えようによっては合理的。
Jeez, more fuel for the fire. There's no way out of this, is there? Just explain that you just explained some astrology to her. You too, Shooty.
男のロマンなんですよね。
Really think about it, it's not like I'm entirely innocent in this matter.
なんてハレチな。
You believe her? I guess it's understandable, given how Kozaki and I first met.
なんでしたら海さんも一緒に寝ますか？
Things just get worse.
お部屋のベッドならみんな一緒でも。ダメですよ、そんなの。
That might cross the line for Kozaki, Riho. I doubt you could handle it.
そういうの？
Yeah. That's right, Rio's the complete opposite of Umi. Too careless rather than too suspicious.
では参りましょうか。
No, I'm tired, no doubt about it, but I can't just join you in your room like that, Riho. Even if we just nap together, rumors would start to spread.
今日はもう自由行動でよくないですか？皆さんいろいろあると思うし。
Did you have to phrase it like that?
いろいろ。
Why did you look at me when you said that? This isn't good. Can't go on like this. It's not like anyone's intentionally being malicious, of course. But if this keeps up, I'll be branded as shameless for the rest of my time on this island. Well, that's not so bad, all things considered. If it were ever to reach Nagisa's ears, I'd be fired on the spot. I'd like to avoid that if at all possible, but the question is how. Say what you actually explained to her. Damn, Kozaki's just shot me a look!
あれ？みんな何してんの？
She's arrived just at the nick of time. Yui, I'm so glad you're here. You showed up just when I needed you most.
気持ち悪い。
I'm saying that today, you're my savior.
それ以上やるな。僕が添い遂げるのはお姉様って決めてるんだ。
Oh no, I don't think that's possible.
そりゃ僕だって無理めかもとは思ってるけど。っていうか無理って言うな。
But basic biology?
愛は性別すら超越するんだよ。
I don't know about that, but in this case, the other party doesn't even have the slightest bit of interest in you.
聞こえない。僕は何も聞こえない。なるほど、そういうことか。
Finally coming to some sort of realization, Yui gives me a fatalistic grin. She nods and claps me on the
そ
shoulder.
りゃ全部モブが悪いぜ。
What, are you still asleep or something, Yuhi?
寝てないよ。失礼だな、モブのくせに。目覚まし止めなきゃ。頭触るな。そんなところにボタンはない。っていうか僕は目覚まし時計じゃない。シャー。
Sango takes full advantage of the situation, continues to pat her master's hand while Yui tries to swat away her attacks with all her might. But in the end, it was all bark and no bite. So do Yui, I guess I don't have much experience with this sort of thing. I don't really know how to react to situations like these. But it's not like everything I said was entirely wrong either.
お前たまに本当にムカつくな。
So what do you say? Bury the hatchet?
焚きつけたのはそっちだろ。
That might actually be true this time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
今回だけだぞ。なんか宗太郎くんって師匠の扱いが上手くなったよね。
I'm going to powerbomb you. Sango whispers this quietly to me. You think so? Is that because I've learned so much from everyone here? I think I finally adapted to life on this island.
ああ、わかった。要するにみんな暇なわけだな。昼寝を。笑顔。そうか、暇か。それなら仕方ないな。よし、せっかくだ。僕が遊んでやろう。師匠のセリフ、悪役みたいだね。そんなに褒めるなよ。それで何して遊ぶんですか？古今東西をしよう。
Okay. Also, I was expecting her to suddenly cut her line and react to the whole villain thing. Okay.
それ、何ですか？テーマを一つ決めて、順番でそのテーマに沿ったことを発言するんだ。間にリズムよく合いの手を入れるのが特徴で、間違ったり思いつかなかったらそいつの負け。回答者を順番に回していく様子から、別名山手線ゲームとも呼ばれてるね。他のみんなはわかるでしょ？一応。
Same here. I think I've played this game once or twice before.
私はテレビで見たことがあります。得意ですよ。リホさんは？初めてですけど、頑張ります。その意気合いよし。さて、じゃあ今回の罰ゲームは。
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
この間の報復ですね。
I figured that might be the case.
決めた。最下位は1日1位の言うことを聞く。
It's not too different from the King's game then.
もなきゃ僕の留飲が下がらないだろ。
どうせなら私も一度王様になってみたいですわ。
Rio, really take that chance?
私はそういうのちょっと苦手で。
Like my elbow, wrist, and hand all still hurt from yesterday. If anything, like they only really started hurting today. The pain was on cooldown. Anyways,
心配しなくても大丈夫だ。狙いはあくまでモブ野郎一人だからな。
so that's motivation, huh?
負けた時のことは考えないのもすっごく師匠らしいですよね。
だからそんなに褒めるなって。
Well, I'm not really anticipating a stunning victory on my part. You use the whole Riho-Route. Probably depends on this. In which case, sure, bring it on.
いい覚悟だ。絶対に後悔させてやる。よーし、それじゃあ最初のテーマは古今東西お金持ちの家にありそうなもの。
That's what you picked?
金塊。
Not predictable.
鹿の剥製。
Some matches do have those.
ドーベルマン。
Well, that certainly deter robbers.
謎の力を。
Not entirely out of the question.
シャンデリ
Another standard item.
ア。釣り天井。
Is there trouble brewing? A cigar. So, a symbolic choice.
師匠、マイナス1ポイント。
しまった。
She's bad at this.
やりましたわ。
卑怯だぞ。僕が言おうとしてたのに。
Wait, how would that even work in this game?
だけど。次だ次だ。古今東西ゾンビとお屋敷にありがちなこと。
Oh, zombie stuff. That should probably be my strongest category so far.
ゾンビが出てくる。
Always in a blind spot.
意味不明なパズル。
That's quite a grown-up answer.
巨大生物。
It's big, alright.
意味深な日記。
Perhaps with clues to Konami's cryptic puzzle.
ヘリが墜落します。
He was playing this game well, and then the big man in the trench coat comes out. A fully furnished personal power generator. Because it's just that important.
また。
夕日師匠。座布団マイナス2。よかった。
どうしてモブはこう、僕が言いたいことばかりを。
It's not like I'm mean to. That's just how the game works.
まるで心が読まれてるみたいだ。
Since we're all choosing from the same topic, we're bound to have similar answers.
発想が似てるとか。
わ
わーって言うな。っていうか、うわーはこっちのセリフだよ。このままじゃまずい。
師匠、次のテーマは？
ここは流れを変えて。古今東西好きな人にしたいされたいこと。
That's
うわ
まあしたい。そんなの。
行くぞ
this round. The difficulty is through the roof.
ー。愛の告白。
I can guess who that is.
誰だとか。
I'm embarrassed just hearing that.
交換日記。
A little outdated, but still cute.
人質の彼氏を助けます。
Wait, so you're one of the good guys?
旅行とかデートとか。
Oh, that's two things. That's two things. But we'll let it count. I'm shocked. She has the taste of an ordinary girl. I mean, her route does end with that.
キスでしょうか。
They just skipped the MC! They just skipped the MC!
はあ、なるほど。それはあれ、終わりですの？
はい、海さんの負けだね。じゃあ次は
先輩、私
And didn't do anything wrong, Kozaki.
なんだよ、僕が悪いのか？そんなことないだろなあ、サンゴ。
師匠は卑怯です。
そんな虫けらを見るような目で僕のことを見るな。
She also literally skipped over good old Sotaro. No, I've got to agree with you, Sango.
ルールは守ってるだろ。
女の子としてどうなんですか、それは。
Sango's usually the lighthearted one, but when she turns serious, she's seriously scary. Should we stop for the day? The atmosphere's starting to get less and less festive. The fact that I'm the only guy in the room isn't helping matters any.
モブ、勝手に仕切るな。っていうか、ここで終わったら僕の負けだろ。
Even so, there's not exactly a winner right now either.
勝者が決まるまでやる。
As things stand, you're at a big disadvantage.
そんなもの、ここから逆転するんだよ。だからゲームを続けるんだ。
But
僕が続行って言ったら続行なんだよ。さもないと、ここにいる全員に靴下が片方だけなくなっていく呪いをかけてやれ。
kinda like that! I should not show my feet in a video. People online are weird. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. That was a mistake and a half. Yuri's desperately tries to convince everyone to continue the game.
フォールドは許さない。絶対にだ。
With that, the dark game resumes. Anything and everything had begun as a friendly little game meant for laughs. Betraying her reputation was on the line. The wicked Yuhi had resorted to some underhanded tactics. Nobody wanted to keep going. This battle would benefit no one, yet the grueling competition dragged on well past lunch. Yuri cackled like an evil overlord, her cruel laughter echoing through the dining hall.
勝てばよかろうなのだ。
Looks like our efforts were for naught. She's not just an evil overlord, she might as well be the very incarnation of evil itself.
私の知ってる師匠はもういないんですね。
Ever since the game's halfway mark, Sango's mood has turned grave. That by itself was proof of how gloomy the game had gotten. But the damage didn't stop there.
怖いよ、怖い。二人には刺激が強すぎましたね。
I accidentally skipped over them. Kozaki and Konami both seem on the verge of tears, so Shiori places a comforting hand on each of their shoulders. And that's a rare sight. While Yui didn't outright break any rules, it's safe to say that she gave them a good manhandling. So yeah.
いやー、やっぱり最後は愛が勝つよね。愛という名のこの僕がね。
Yui, too obsessed with victory, seems to have lost sight of her original goal. And now, having reaped what she's sown, she just seems pitiful. Or perhaps I should say, the reality of the situation is gonna hit her like a ton of bricks. Hey, Yuhi.
なんだね、負け犬くん。
Well, it's true that with your victory, you're no longer last. But you're not exactly first either.
おー、それがどうかした？
No, what I mean, even if you win, you can't achieve your goal of taking a revenge on me.
ああ、もういいの。負けなかったから。だから勝ち。それでいい。
Seems she's lowered the bar for herself at some
大
point.
体がさ、復讐を目的に生きるなんて無益で無意味なことだと思わないかい？僕らは未来に目を向けなくちゃね。
Seems Yui has a very, very short memory. How convenient.
いやー、よかったよかった。あ、じゃあ僕は尊い仕事があるから。アディオス、アミーゴー。
No one lifts a finger to stop the fleeing Yuhi. Perhaps everyone had long since lost any sympathy for her. Perhaps they were afraid of losing their temper. Or perhaps they were just way too exhausted to do much of anything at all.
ユウヒさんのパワフルさ、私も見習いたいですわ。
Like everyone else, Ryo is still in high
ちなみ
spirits.
に、勝者は宗太郎。最下位はリ
Fucking
ホです。
course.
まあ、本当ですの？
Yeah, Shooty's
お
right.
めでとうございます、宗太郎さん。
Oh, yeah. Ryo congratulates me, a wide smile on her face. She does that, even though she'll have to endure the loser's punishment.
それで、罰ゲームはどうしますか？私、頑張りますわ。
Oh no, there's really no need for that.
いけませんわ。そんなのフェアじゃありませんの。
No, it's just that even though I managed to win this time, it doesn't mean I'm better or anything.
それ、少しわかる気がします。
Surprisingly, Konami chimes in on my behalf. So I really don't see the point of punishment. It was all Yuhi's idea to begin with. There's no need for us to follow through with it.
でも、それだと私の気が済みませんの。
She tugs and pulls on my arm. Hey, Riho.
何か考えてください。何か。
Rio's being surprisingly stubborn and her chest's really soft, so what should I make her do? Rio, you shouldn't be grabbing onto me like that.
嫌ですの。
Has she always been so willful when it comes to things like this? And having Kozaki stare at me like that only adds to the pain.
今回の罰ゲームは保留ということでどうでしょう。
Let's really just give her some money. Why don't you go ahead and get me some? Get me a drink. Just from the vending machine. Go. That's your punishment. Just go. Just go be my delivery girl for like this one delivery run. Good idea, Shooty. Well, that sounds great. It's settled. If I think of something, you'll be the first to know. So, you can let go of my arm now.
宗太郎さんがそう言うなら。
Ah, Reed lost.
先輩のエッチ。
Had Yuri arranged everything so I'd be stuck in this predicament? That's a little frightening. Anyway, I'm beat. I yawned, stretching my tense, tired body. Maybe all that thinking sapped my strength.
そうですね。でも楽しかったですわ。
Was it?
みんなでワイワイできましたので。
Ryo laughs slightly as she says this. Other than you, Riho, we're all exhausted. Everyone's sprawled across desks, too tired to even move. It looks like a mass murder scene.
きっと遊び疲れたんです。
I guess it wasn't all that bad. Even though it was a horrible and heartless game, and even though we lived under the thumb of a cruel tyrant, if everyone managed to enjoy themselves, then I guess the experience ended up being a good one.
ところで宗太郎さん、お疲れのところ申し訳ないのですが、今日の夜も付き合ってはいただけませんか？
Sure. Today's been pretty low-key, all things considered, so I don't really have any reason to refuse. I'm sure I'll be fully recovered by this evening. Of course, it's time I get to spend with Riho. Wait, what? Why did I just think that?
宗太郎さん？
Oh, sorry, yeah. So, same time as last night then?
わかりました。楽しみにしていますわ。
Me too. Alright. But I'm Riho, I'm, I've been waiting outside the cottages for a few minutes when Riho finally emerges.
今日もお待たせしてしまいましたわ。
I just got here, really.
ですけど、けれども。
You showed up right on time, there's nothing to worry about.
でも、次こそは先にって思っていましたのに。
There's no need.
私が遅くてお待たせするのは嫌なんです。それに、ちゃんとデートですから、お待たせしてばかりでは心苦しいですの。
Once I got to the whole, like, I should have come earlier line, just say it. It's usually the man's job to be here before the lady. Like, Just say that. Boom. Conflict avoided. Don't be like don't be like Ryosuke and Toko. Don't be like them. Don't make it a fucking like a contest to see who can arrive earlier. Like, by God, I could just see one day like Ryosuke just waking up like fucking like 5 in the morning to get ready for the date and head out, even though they planned to meet at like 12 p.m. like at fucking lunchtime. He just arrives at the meeting spot and he just sees a fucking tent. And Toku just peeks out. Hey, kept me waiting, huh? You should took your sweet ass time. It's a commendable attitude. Oh, so this is a date? But, well, yeah, I guess if you look at this objectively, it kind of is a date. But a guy like me, does an Ojo-sama like Riho?
どうしましたの?
Nothing, it's just weird imagining someone like me on a date with you. Sorry about that.
そんなことありませんわ。宗太郎さんはそのままでいいんです。
Really?
はい。それに、私だって。
ん?
いえ、とにかく問題ありません。
I'm not really sure I understand, but if you're okay, then I'm okay.
ええ、よくってよ。
Rio agrees with newfound dramatic flair.
なんですの？レディの前で失礼しちゃいますわ。
Now that I think about it, even if she's putting on an act, it's still not a great idea to laugh this much. But still, I didn't think you'd be the type to joke around like this. I always imagined you'd be more prim and proper.
幻滅しました？
No way! In fact, I feel even closer to you now. Nothing's changed between us.
なら、よかったですの。
So, shall we head to the beach again? Or maybe we could find some place new to walk?
いえ、そのままで。
Not tired of it yet?
この島の浜辺が、静かな海が好きなんです。それに、山だと虫が出ますの。
That's right. You're not good with insects, are you?
何を思い出して笑ってるんですか?
No, nothing at all.
ひどいですわ。
It's not my fault.
うーん。
Well, if that's what she wants, then the beach it is. Alright. This is my third time. This is my third time walking with Rio like this, isn't it? We might be strolling side by side right now, but how many more walks like this do we have left? Shake my head, trying to clear my head of such thoughts. I still have quite some time left on this island. It's too early to start getting all sentimental. But even so, because of that awareness, I cherish my life on this island. Every day is special. I have to do what I want before it's too late. If I don't, then I'm sure to regret it. Let's leave here with no regrets. Let's live every day to its fullest. Right now, my life feels like a fleeting dream. Once I leave, I might never see it's like again. But the emotions and feelings I take with me, they're very real. They're vibrant and tangible.
今日こそたくさん流れ星が見えるといいですけど。
There's still a few days left until the peak, so I think you have a good chance.
少ないとお願いが終わらないんですよね。
Can I help you wish?
本当ですか?
Yeah, so what will you ask for?
話したら秘密じゃなくなっちゃいますわ。
Spill the beans already!
もう
Sorry.
本当に悪いと思ってるなら、今日も星の物語をお願いします。
Sure. But what exactly should I tell you about? Last time we covered the topic of shooting stars. I've got it. Alright then, Riho-sama. How about we talk about children's books?
それは、 星の絵本なんですの？
The book's called Le Petit Prince, or The Little Prince. In Japanese, it's also known as The Prince of the Stars.
そちらなら名前だけは聞いたことが。どんなお話ですの？
Let's see. The story centers around a first-person narrator and one other character. The prince and I, in other words. In the beginning, I enjoyed drawing pictures, but I wasn't very good at drawing, so he decided to focus on pursuing his studies instead. Eventually, I ended up as an airplane pilot. One day, when I was out flying, his plane broke down, forcing him to make an emergency landing in the middle of the desert. As he busied himself with repairs, I encountered the prince. Fucking cut the line. By and by, I learned that the prince wasn't from this planet. No, he'd traveled to Earth from a small and distant star. The prince's innocent and guileless account of his adventures frequently astonished the now-grown I. Over the course of the conversation together, I was able to remember those artistic inclinations he had given up so long ago. And eventually, by piecing together bits and pieces of the prince's story, I was able to better understand the boy's situation. Apparently, the prince had tired of his life with the rose, a proud and willful flower, and fled from his home star. But soon after the prince had parted ways with the rose, he came to realize just how important she really was to him. So in the end, the prince, of his own free will, allows himself to be bitten by a venomous snake, also that he might return to his star. I later learned. And with that, the prince lapsed into unconsciousness. The next day dawned, his body had mysteriously vanished. Afterwards, whenever I looked up at the starry night sky, he'd remember the brief time he'd spent together with the prince. I had begun to see those bright and glittering stars in the firmament as something far more precious than before. I'm not really doing justice to all the book's themes and plot points, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
とても悲しいお話ですのね。
It is, I suppose. There are a number of different ways to interpret the book, of course. An author might set out to communicate a certain thing, but there's no guarantee his words will be received that way. So it's only natural that each person who reads a particular work is bound to have a different interpretation of it. As someone who'd grown up and left childish things behind, I was able to sympathize with I and his role in the story. The prince and the rose had both experienced intense longing after being separated from one another. Things like that can break a reader's heart. Moreover, the author's initial inspiration for writing the book was a desire to describe the realities of war. It became a work that would be read around the globe, with an audience as vast as the stars in the sky. Which is why I'm curious to hear Riho's impression of the tale. I've given you a brief summary of the book, but it'd be better for you to read it on your own. That way you can experience the full charm of the story for yourself.
でも私、このお話、とても面白く聞かせていただきましたわ。
You think so?
はい。少し、泣いちゃいそうになりました。
That's good then. I let that sink in. You're crying?
はい。なぜか、今になってこみ上げてきて。
I'm so sorry, it didn't mean to make you cry.
途中、話の中で、王子様と狐さんが、友達になるじゃないですか。
Fox?
その中で狐さんが、あんたのバラは、一つしかないんだって。そこでもう、ちょっと、うるっとは来ていたんですけど。ダメですね、私。 涙腺が弱くて恥ずかしいですの。
Ah, you're crying because of the story, right? That's not an unusual reaction.
もしかして宗太郎さんも？
That's ancient history.
そうですのね。
Like I said, it's ancient history. It had to do with something from when I was a kid, but I'd rather not talk about it.
でしたら私も恥ずかしくないですわね。
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing inherently embarrassing about crying.
昔泣いたからです。
You're not gonna let me live that down, are you? But yeah, it wouldn't make sense to tease someone for crying if you'd done so yourself as a boy.
あ
You look like you want to say
あ、
something.
いえいえ。でも宗太郎さんも男の子ですのね。
Better to say I used to be a boy. Now I suppose I feel more like a man. While I'm not as grown up as I was in the book, I have certainly far outstripped the boy I used to be. The prince and I might be seen as ridiculous by those who never bothered to look beyond the surface. But regardless of the obstacles they faced, neither the prince or I fled from their troubles. Growing up, money problems, social status, all the typical problems one might be tempted to run from. What is essential is invisible to the eye. That was one of the most important things that the prince had to say. It's also one of the most frequently quoted lines from the book. For a long time now, I feel like I haven't touched the essential, invisible things this world has to offer. Seems I've grown up and become quite a boring person.
宗太郎さんはつまらない人間なんかじゃありませんわ。だって私今ものすごく楽しんでます。
You're very kind, Riho.
別に優しくないです、私。思ったことを言ってるだけですから。
I see. I'd suspected a white lie, but Ryu's words seem genuine. There's not a trace of deception in them.
私の言葉信じてませんわよね。
That's not true.
そういう大人はダメなんですよ。
I know that all too well. I really do believe you, though. I'm not just saying that for the sake of our
絶
friendship.
対に嘘です。
You're really distrustful, Ojo-sama.
王子様はそういうのがダメだって言ってたのに。
In that case, perhaps I've become an awful adult, as I might say. After all, I've been living a life without aspirations, a life built entirely around mere survival. Compared to beautiful and fleeting creatures like the prince and Riho, I dwell in a different world entirely.
じゃあキスしませんか？
That came out of fucking nowhere! What? What was that?
ですからキスしませんか？
So then, like I said, you're acting like this doesn't make any sense somehow. You're pretty good. I don't know why I made that hand gesture there. You're pretty good. And then Fox Die hits. It's not like the phrasing, it's the request itself. Sorry, could you run that by me one more time?
キスです。あ、接吻のことです。
I already know what she's getting at. Honestly, this situation's a little too much for me to handle. Riho, what did you say just now?
いいですよね。
What? Wait a second. I used both hands to stop Rio's sudden advance. Completely without meaning to, I grabbed Rio's breasts with the palm of my hands.
宗太郎さん。
She sees that as a yes. Her voice is seductive, like a lioness about to tear her prey to shreds. That doesn't sound seductive! She looks at me, her wide eyes burning with passion. I can still feel her soft breasts beneath my fingertips. It had all been an accident, and yet... I want more. I want to touch her more. So... Sorry. Staving off my surging passions, I pulled my hand from Rio's chest. but her lips, glistening in the starlight, are awfully enticing. They shine luminous like some enchanting thing. I'm under their spell. They quiver as if asking me a question. Am I expecting something, or am I being led to expect something? Riho?
宗太郎さん。
There's no mistaking this feeling. I don't want to mistake it somehow. It's like opposing poles of a magnet, pulling towards one another. My body is inexorably drawn to the red flower bud of her mouth. I've wanted something like this for so long. But... wait. In the last second, I managed to halt her advance.
してください。
She whispers it again, and my mind reels. I want to ignore all the things that could possibly go wrong. I want to kiss her. I'd managed to quell the beast for a moment, forcing her back down into the depths of my heart. But now it's back. Ready to break free and go on a rampage. Still, can't. We can't do this.
私が相手だと不足なんですね。
That's foul play. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's just that when you do something like this, you do it with someone you love, you know? Can't do it. I can't just kiss someone like it's no big deal.
私のことはお嫌いですか？
That is foul play! I don't hate you. I don't. But we're just friends.
わかりました。
So you finally understand. I'm relieved, but at the same time I really sort of regret it. Maybe I should have kissed her after all. Nothing's ever simple in hindsight. But I made the right choice. This for the best. Let's just try to go back to how we were before tonight.
それは嫌ですの。
Well, I thought you said you understood.
いえ、わかりました。宗太郎さんと交際をすれば、すべてのハードルは取り除かれる。つまりはそういうことですのね。
What? Her? Going out with me? Wait a second. What are you talking about? Don't tell me you want to start going out just so we can kiss.
私は好きですの。宗太郎さんのことが好き。ですから、もっと近くにいたくて、宗太郎さんとキスしたくて。
So now we're 1-for-1 for the girl, the girl confessing and the guy confessing. I don't count Shiori because that's not a confession, that's sexual assault. Anyway.
そのために必要だというなら、宗太郎さんとお付き合いがしたいんです。
Doesn't she have the order of things all mixed up? I mean, she's basically
だ
saying...
から、宗太郎さん、私とお付き合いをしてください。
Oh, for damn it. Okay.
これで私も、宗太郎さんの恋人ですの。
Ryu smiles, sending my heart racing, though, with those unfamiliar words. Yeah? What must I look like to Ryo right now? I should probably find a mirror and see for myself pronto, but I'm not sure I wanna now.
危うくボタンをかけ違えてしまうところでしたの。宗太郎さんはご立派ですわ。
No, it's nothing. Without a doubt, Ryo's approach to dating is incredibly unorthodox. But we've ended up going out as a result, so it's fine, right? No. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Come on, Soto. Get a grip. Stop fumbling. Still, the proposal was seriously irregular.
お顔が真っ赤。なんだか可愛いですわ。
Very, very suspicion. I'm cute.
え
Ah! Ryo suddenly wraps her arms around me. Hey, Ryo, there's a little...
もうお付き合いしているのですから、構いませんでしょ。
In theory, that's true. But really true.
それとこれからは、リホと呼んでくださいね。もう恋人同士なんですから。
Oh, yeah. What is it?
名前、呼んでほしいな。
God fucking damn it, what keeps going off like that? Oh, yeah, right. So, Riho,
なんですの宗太郎さん。
should you really keep calling me Sotaro-san?
お嫌いですか？
No, it's not like I don't like
で
it.
は宗太郎さんで。
Yeah.
キスはしないんですか？
Well, I certainly want to. We can't, not right now.
そうですの？
I'm just not ready to. This doesn't feel quite real to me yet.
実感が湧かないのは私も同じですわ。でも
But Rio's face approaches mine. There's a soft sensation on my lips. She just fucking goes for it. My god. She's a dominant one. Or at the very least, a straightforward one.
これで実感が湧きましたの。
It does! I had thoughts like Rio's chest is pressing up against me, and wow, Rio is really close to me right now. Thoughts like just how well will our relationship progress from here, that sort of thing. But any initial misgivings were erased with a kiss. So now, place on all those past worries, there's just a simple truth of the simple truth of her lips on mine. So it's all become clear, or has it? Become lovers so suddenly. Was that really what we are? I'm happy she confessed to me, of course, but I'm surprised all the same. Never would have imagined that I would, at a tropical resort, I'd find such a cute girl to call my own. Is this really okay? Is this really allowed? More importantly, where do you go from here? I'm totally anxious, yet I'm also totally overjoyed. Even when sleep finally overtakes me, I'm sure I still won't have a clue how I should feel. Whoops.
ピカピカに晴れてますね。
Yeah? I imagined answer, but I was largely distracted by thoughts of Riho herself. The weather was the last thing on my mind. This isn't the first time I've come to the beach with Riho, of course, so I think I've gotten used to it. But maybe that's just wishful thinking. After all, it's hard not to feel nervous around Riho when she's in her bathing suit. And her devastatingly hot body isn't helping matters any. I mean, it's not as good as Nagisa, but okay. Whoops. A quick glance anywhere below her neck would probably be grounds for sexual harassment lawsuit. I try to avoid letting my eyes wander, but it's hard. Really hard. Or is it now? Double entendre. I'm trying to say the man's just popping a boner. So I try to focus only on her face as she looks back at me. As if I needed any reminding, Rio is unbelievably cute. The fact that she's not my girlfriend must be a mistake or a misunderstanding of some sort. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Our eyes meet for a moment, but we don't say a word. Rio smiles. Smile meant just for me. I blush. I should probably smile back, but I'm having trouble managing it. I hate to say it, but I'm the only one of us who's been this nervous so far. We're going out now, though, so I can't let that situation continue. Rio, got a second?
余裕ですか？
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to admit, but I wanted to come clean. Been really tense for a while now. My throat feels dry as a desert.
何か飲みますか？
Oh, no, that's not what I'm getting at. Although that's not such a bad idea, I can think of it. I know I'm supposed to be a man. I'm supposed to man up in a situation like this, but I'm coming up empty.
よくわからないのですが、緊張というのは胸がドキドキしているということですの？
Oh, yeah?
そういう意味で言えば、私もドキドキしていますよ。
Is it? But you're not acting any different from usual.
宗太郎さんといるときはいつもドキドキワクワクとしていますから。今日も宗太郎さんといられるな。宗太郎さんの話、面白いなって。
Oh, then now, Thank you.
お礼を言わなければいけないのは私の方です。
Honestly, today I really don't feel like recording either. It's bad. That's really bad. I mean, I will go over an hour at least. I like try to go to at least an hour and a half, so we'll be able to knock this one out in one part next Friday. I'm very sorry about stalling so much. It's just like I haven't been sleeping too well the last few days. Like I think like 3 days I have like just haven't been my sleep has been extremely bad, so I'm understandably tired. So of course it didn't help when I tried to wake up for the D&D session this morning, and it was cancelled. So I laid back down after taking care of some stuff. But then I was woken up because people noticed that I wasn't awake and downstairs to do the fucking D&D session. So I was woken up. Actually, that's not really true. It was more like I was woken up because my father brought some mail that I got. I got a whole whole ass envelope of mail. Anyways.
でも、実を言うと、私も今日はいつもと少し違うのかも。
You don't really look any different.
以前も宗太郎さんと一緒に海で遊んだことがありましたよね。
Yeah, I remember. We came in with everyone else.
でも、その時とは景色の色が違って見えるんですよね。
Oh no, she's developing a gray star. They do? Fucking eye disease.
はい。前よりも明るくてビビッドに感じられるんです。これってもしかして正式なお付き合いをしているからでしょうか。
Wonder if that's it. The weather's also a little nicer than it was last time, so it could be that too. But I sort of feel the same way, do you? It's natural for a tropical island like this to be vivid and bright, of course, but it seems even more so today. Everything seems more saturated and alive. It's as if the world's suddenly gotten bigger,
だ
brighter.
とすると、やっぱり今日は日差しが強いんでしょうか。
Joe, maybe we should have brought sunglasses. Even as we joked about it, there was a part of us that meant every word. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm saying anymore. I think I might be starting to panic here. I feel all flushed.
そうですの？でも、私からはそう見えませんわ。
By the way, fun fact: wearing glasses. Just sunglasses for people wearing glasses are fucking annoying because there's two choices. Either you buy a full-on extra pair of sunglasses with strength, which costs quite a bit, or you buy like a pair of glasses that's designed to be put over your glasses, and that looks kind of stupid. Anyways, it doesn't.
はい。
Suppose there's a big difference between feeling something and having it show on your face.
私たち、そんなところまで一緒なんですのね。そうですわ。いいことを思いつきました。
A good idea.
緊張をほぐす方法です。
With that, Rio brings her face close to mine. And in a moment, before our lips touch, the kiss from last night flashes through my mind. And then, our lips make contact. But this time around, it doesn't stop there. I smoothly slip my tongue inside Rio's mouth. Oh, God. She accepts it willingly, yielding to this foreigner waiter. Oh yeah, space and waiter time. That was just an experience, but when our lips parted, we both gasped for air. Rio, blushing brightly, is the first to speak.
キスってこんなにも気持ちがいいものでしたのね。
Yeah. Alright, let's do it again.
待ってください。もっといいことをしませんか？
You mean? I inadvertently stare at Rio's chest.
宗太郎さんのしたいこと全部してください。
Oh, this should be interesting. I swallow loudly. Okay, this is not to be censored yet. It was very close to be censored, but it's not. Censorship is not needed yet. They're also on the fucking beach. Only a fucking actually, it doesn't really even quite cover it. They're in public. They are in public. They are in fucking public. Anyone could walk up to them and see her bouncing on his dick. See you after the sex scene.
すごかった。
Be done. Her voice is enthralled. That alone makes me happy. Yeah, I'm a little worried right now. Hey, I'm a little worried right now. While we were, occupied. Nobody saw or heard us, right?
どなたかいましたの？
Oh, I'm not saying I saw anyone. It's hard not to worry about it after the fact. It felt incredible when we were doing it, but, we didn't really pay attention to anyone other than each other. Lost track of our surroundings altogether.
それはでも私も夢中でしたから。宗太郎さんのこと以外はよくわからなかったです。
I see, of course.
でもしている最中は宗太郎さんのことなら何でもわかりました。というよりもわかるような気がしたというか。
You see? No! Fuck! She probably knows the precise second that game. Since she's a woman, does she pay attention to things like that?
宗太郎さんも
Forgot
男性なんですよね。
to write it down. That's just 1, 2. It's like 2, 5, I suppose. Yeah, it seems like I've landed myself in a potentially embarrassing situation. I see. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't do a better job of keeping watch.
たとえ誰かに見られていても私は気にしませんの。何にせよしてしまったんですから仕方ないじゃないですか。
I'm sorry I didn't think that. I saw the chips in front of me. And just... the automatic reaction was just, yeah, let's have a bite. Nothing we can do. That's a joke, right?
いいえ
I see. This could become quite the problem for us.
でも私するときはまた宗太郎さんのことしか見えなくなると思います。だから
And from now on, I'll pay more attention.
はい
Rio, she's different from what I expected. She's much more daring than I thought possible. As a boyfriend, I need to be ready for anything. Without a doubt. Can't get swept away by her recklessness. Have to stand firm. Of course, I had to hit with exactly that knuckle. Not knuckle. This one. I don't know what you call that one right now. I'm too stupid right now.
宗太郎さんお隣いいですか？
No. Yeah, sure, no.
では失礼しますわ。
It might be just my imagination, but is she sitting closer than usual? I'm positive! No matter how you slice it, she's closer to me. Really close. Rio, shouldn't you slide over that way a little?
私は近くがいいんです。
But my arm's touching your... It's not the easiest thing to say out loud. But if I don't, she might not understand. What other choice do I have? It's touching your chest.
でもいつも通りですわ。
Well, I suppose that's true, but I mean, we're having dinner right now, you know?
夕食前だとダメなんですか？
It just makes it more difficult to eat. And more importantly, everyone might start staring at us. Might start? They already are. Given that it's public space, acting all lovey-dovey here isn't the best idea. Now that we're officially going out, it's even more important to pay attention to our surroundings. We have to maintain good relations with our friends, after all.
確かに食べにくくなるかもですね。でも、どうにかしてこのまま食べられないでしょうか。
This CG is literally just the fucking authors of this game. Just pointing a big old middle finger right at Umi. Yeah, sure wish you moved to get this piece of man earlier. You had to act all embarrassed all the fucking time instead of actually going for it. It's your fucking fault, you fucking idiot. This is what you're missing. This fine piece of a man. If we were alone, I'd be all for it. But in public, we need to maintain a proper distance.
それだと寂しいですの。
Look over at Riho. Up? Down, you mean? Her eyes are welling with tears. Ugh, memories of yesterday's escapades rise unbidden in my mind. 650. 1650. 1650. We actually did something like that in public of all places. I don't know if she's a nymphomaniac or what, but I've got to be more careful in the future. But if she tries something like that again, I'm not sure I have the willpower to stop her.
ぎゅ
He just suddenly clamped on his dick in the middle, like in front of everyone during fucking dinner. Yep, this is problematic. As I sit contemplating this, Riho latches onto me even more tightly. Her substantial breasts, melons, Julie, start to spill over my arm. Like I said, you're too close.
いいんです。近ければ近いほどいいんです。
Can I really stop her advances? I'm not so sure.
なんか、宗太郎くんたち、今日はいつもにも増して。
You don't say! Yeah, I figured someone would notice naturally. At this rate, the cover will be blown off our relationship in no time flat. That's nothing wrong about people knowing.
いいことを思いつきました。
Yeah, what is it?
私が宗太郎さんにご飯を食べさせて差し上げます。
But if you did that, you wouldn't be able to eat your own food, right?
私の分は宗太郎さんが食べさせてください。
But if we take turns doing that, it'll take us forever to finish our dinners.
では同時に。
How does that sound like a minigame? Seriously, this'll be harder than one of those team building exercises where you stand behind another guy and pretend your arms are his and try to feed him food. And if that weren't challenging enough, we'll have things like soup to deal with. Well, she ain't a guy, and it's not a trust building exercise. I guess I shouldn't be that worried, but still. I think I'll just feed myself. I'll have to work hard on this food after all. He poured his heart into it. There's no point in making a mess of things.
はい、ごめんなさい。
And there's a tear. Riho moves away from me, a little irritated.
食べ物を粗末にするつもりはなかったんですの。私はただ。
I know. I'm not really that angry at you.
本当ですの？
I wouldn't lie. It's just that there's a time and place for everything. You need to be conscious of that.
ええ、今後は気をつけますわ。
And you're clinging to me again. You just finished
お
saying.
料理が運ばれてきたらどきますの。これはどう考えても。
Yuda's just over there like you're not even trying to hide it, you fucking idiots. My God, there's no fucking space for misunderstanding. There's no comedy routine to be had. How boring.
だよね。はい。
See? We've been out it after all. Yeah, I guess I should have been more specific about that whole time and place bit. Maybe I could mention something about it now.
リホさん、それはちょっとくっつきすぎなんじゃ。そうでしょうか。先輩も先輩です。私たち男女には適切な距離感というものが。
I completely agree.
だったら自重してください。
Oh, sorry, given the circumstances, I think we should move apart.
嫌ですの。
Is that so?
ふざけてるんですか？
Yeah, sorry.
リホさんもリホさんです。そんなに体中。まさか先輩に弱みでも握られたんですか？
Just what kind of person do you think I am, Kozaki?
でもそういうのよくありますよね。漫画の中で。
This isn't a manga, right? Wait, that probably means Shiori's a manga enthusiast, right? Yes, I should borrow some from her later.
海さん？私別に弱みを握られたりはしていませんよ。じゃあなんで、こうしているのが好きだからです。
Kozaki's mouth is flapping open and shut. It's totally reminding me of something. Fish.
金魚。
Thank you, Shiori. What was that? Shiro! Did I accidentally fucking call her Shiro? Ah, that's it. When I juxtapose Kozaki's normally composed face with an image like that, it verges on surreal.
何を笑っているんですか？
I'm not laughing.
嘘ですよ。
Magic's got a point there.
海さん。よかったら海さんもどうですか？
Excuse me, what? Huh?
宗太郎さんの反対側はまだ空いていますので。
No, if she does that, it'll be impossible for me to even move.
でも、海さんもくっつきたいみたいですし、いいですよね。それとも嫌なんですか？
No, it's not like I don't want to. It's.
では何も問題ありませんね。さあ、海さんも遠慮なさらずにどうぞ。
Kozaки, are you coming?
無理ですよ。
They just. You coming?
っていうか、何言ってるんですか、二人とも。おかしいと思わないですか？
Nah, not particularly.
まあ、何もおかしくはありませんのに。
Suddenly, Batoru just comes out of the kitchen. Except for dinner, here's your salmon. I hate love right now. I hate myself for that joke.
海ねまでおかしくなってきたね。リホは空間を歪ませますから。
みんなお待たせ。美しい僕による美しい晩餐が始まるよ。
It's din time. Kozaki, are you up? Perhaps she's already asleep. Surprise there. Would you be mad if I told her right now? Even with all the shenanigans with Rio at dinner, we never ended up addressing the fact that we're going out. But at this point, I think the only one who doesn't know about our relationship is Kozaki. Shouldn't talk too loudly, not while she's sleeping. Yeah, it's probably best to come clean about our relationship some other day. Good night, Kozaki.
先輩のバカ。
Oh, you're awake.
つまり、あまねバカは、すべてが先輩なんです。
Oh, she's just talking in her sleep. She seems to do that a lot. Guess I'll turn it too. Oh no. I'm awake by an unusual sensation. — I fucking called it! His dick is between her tits. Oh boy. See you after this one. Fucking hell. What? This man woke up from a nice night's sleep to see his girlfriend on his crotch, sandwiching his dick between her tits while his wrists are tied up. I'm pretty sure this counts as sexual harassment. Potentially rape. Help. Anyways, back to the sex scene. Okay, they're done now. You proceed to retaliate the moment she started straddling him. Riho.
冗談ですの。汗かいちゃいましたし。それに、
Besides,
宗太郎さんのが溢れてきちゃいそうですから。
she smiles brightly even if she delivers such casual obscenities. I guess I,
ではまた明日ですの。
see you tomorrow. Hio exits stage left, leaving me with a tangled mess of emotions. He really went at it. And she breezed out of here like it was no big deal. Well, actually, I kinda chased her out, and I don't entirely regret it. I could finally relax, no threat of danger looming over me. Maybe I can even get some sleep. Anyway, we'll be seeing each other again soon enough come morning. Yet, as soon as she left, I started to feel a sudden sense of loneliness. What did I do? Both body and soul. All the way down to my very bones. Riho had her way with me. Oh, what the that? Please don't phrase it like that. Is this love? Now, was I Sotaro? Are you really giving serious thoughts to such a trite and trivial notion? In life, you see, you get knocked down again and again. Too many times to count. Before I came to this island, I had thought of love in the longest time. But allowing myself to imagine it once more, to imagine a different sort of future for myself. That might not be such a bad thing. Seriously, what am I supposed to do? She's cute, and all shucks friendly. Yet she's more reckless than anyone I've ever met. 1:18:10. 1:18:10. At times, that recklessness manifests itself in crude and cruel acts, like the one I experienced tonight. But when I think about that side of her, I'm tempted to say I like it. There we go. So that's why I have to deal with this head on. I've got to get a better handle on things. Even I can see just how important it is to keep an even keel right now. She really wore me out. But all things considered, my body is holding up surprisingly well. In fact, would I have been okay seeing our little game into extra innings? Go into extra innings. I'll admit the thought occurred to me, even if only for a moment. But it's not as simple as that. No matter where I go in this life, no matter what I do, in the end, I'll be nothing more than myself. Might have fallen in love with someone, but there's no convenient romantic version of me waiting in the wings. Sometimes I think it wouldn't be so bad to relax on a field of flowers with the person I loved, chatting and laughing with practiced ease. So it's high time I started getting a grip. I want to show some backbone, to prove myself a man capable of supporting this woman. Something like that would be a first for me. If I am to stay together with Riho, it may become a necessity. Yet, even if a poor student like myself managed to hold on to an Ojosama like Riho, but then, what would I do from there? Yeah, seems like I really do need some sleep. Tomorrow will be a better day for us both. As I drift off to sleep, I hold that intention in my heart. It's morning. Time to rise and shine. Except it's not. it's very much night outside. And following that notion, I'll be saying goodnight to you all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you next time. I didn't need to do 2 salutes. Anyways, see ya! Did my voice break there? See ya!